days you didn't listen to film. My friends missing VHS videotape repeating.
Welcome back, friends and strangers and peeps and creeps and crew and whatever else. So this might be a two-parter. Hopefully we have room on my phone to record. So this is another buy from eBay. I forget exactly all what's in it. It was just like, I think it was $100 for 100 DVDs, all horror movies. And I made an offer for like 80, I think, with free shipping, and now they're mine. I didn't even notice until I just opened up this gigantic box that they're all sealed. So none of them are opened, which is what all sealed means. So we're just going to burn through these sort of quick. I might do half of them in this video, half of them in another. See what we recognize and what's new, what looks interesting. So, Midnight Movie, the new face of horror. Got nothing. Maronier, Japanese horror movie, some sort. Dead on Appraisal, no names I recognize. So this is just a bunch of just random horror movies. So, Bitter Feast, only name I recognize is Josh Leonard, if that's the same one that was in Blair Witch Project. The Haunting of Alice D. Kane Hodder, looks like. Pray for Morning. Udo Kier's in this one. So if you know anything about any of these, please comment below. Let me know which ones to check out. It's Wreckage, directed by John Asher, Aaron Paul. So it looks like 2011. Forget Me Not, Tyler Oliver directed. No names in there that I recognize. Tales of Voodoo, Volume 2, 2 DVD features, Bold Ghost Ninja and The Primitives. That's cool. Then we have triple feature, half cast, Hell's Gate 1111 and The Demon Within. I think these two, or Demon Within, I think I had on like a DVD compilation. Hell's Gate, I think I might have got that same way. So those two I'm familiar with. Half cast, I'm not. Hold Your Breath. No names I recognize. The Gansfield Haunting, Screen Media Dark Side. Billy Zane. That's the only name I recognize. Plague Town. No names I recognize, unfortunate. This is a weird one. National Geographic Planet Carnivore, narrated by Alec Baldwin. Okay. I guess that's horror. Oh, cool. Vampire Journals, from the writer and director of the Subspecies trilogy, Ted Nicolau. Yeah. No. I think I got this recently, or sort of recently in a haul that we saw. I think I got this on VHS. But I do have that, I believe, digitally. We have House of Mirrors. So it's going to be fun to open up all these and rip them to my Plex account. Slender. The Life Zone, Robert Loggia, Martin Covey. I know those guys. We have Midnight Movie Horror Fest, Succubus Hellbent, Vampires Out for Blood, Zombie Women of Satan, and Blood Angels. I think one or two of those I believe I have digitally. And by that I mean I procured it offline. Sleepy Hollow High, this is an interesting one. Scream meets Dawson's Creek. This has got the director's commentary, movie bloopers. So we've seen this on the channel as a VHS. So one of the very, very first, maybe 15 or 20 VHS inspection videos I did. George Stover's in this. So it's cool to have it. I think I even took the VHS. I think I even ripped it digitally so I could watch it and have it on my Plex account. So now I can just rip the DVD. Filmed by Danny Draven. Something was that Hell Asylum? Hell Asylum. Charles Band, J.R. Burkwalter. I know those guys. Trent Haga. Screenplay by Trent Haga. Produced by Trent Haga. Tanya Dempsey. Brink Stevens. Joe Estevez. That's a Full Moon. I think I have that one. I may have that one on my Plex account. Then we have Ragdoll. This looks fantastic. Ted Nicolau. Full Moon release. This is almost like a precursor. What's that? Well, what's that one movie? Oh, Ooga Booga. Kind of reminds me of Ooga Booga. The Skeptic. Tim Daly, Zoe Saldana, Tom Arnold. That's a trilogy of awesomeness. So what year is that from? 2009? Okay. We have The Wind Walker. Directed by Tom Chaney. Eric Roberts. Yeah, I love me some Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts is great in everything, especially Talking Cat. Do we have Temple? You see that one? That image on there? From the writer of You're Next and Blair Witch, executive producer of the Ring trilogy. So no names I fully recognize. We have Horrific. Is this a full? Yeah, as I said, this is a Full Moon. I have this one on Plex as well. So sometimes it's nice to have movies digitally that are like MP4 files, H.264 or whatever, because they run really well. But also I like to rip the DVDs. Even though you rip the DVD, it could be like a 4 or 5 gig file that's less quality than like a 2 gig, MP4 or something like that. But Brendan Sexton III, Keith Carradine, and Thora Birch in Winter of Frozen Dreams. Interesting. Widescreen edition, Redemption, The Living Dead Girl, Jean Rollin, La Morte Vivante. I don't know if I've seen that one or not. 1999. Salvation Films Limited. Cool. Evil Spirits, 5 movies. This is Echo Bridge. Yep, Echo Bridge release. So Cruel Will, Kill Baby Kill, Dominique is Dead, 19 Doors, and The Devil's Partner. So those are all ones I not have. I used to love like the fall, like September, October, going to Walmart and going to the DVD section and just buying all those 10 movies for $5 discs from like Echo Bridge and just getting a bunch of weird, crazy horror movies. Out of all the ones that I parted out where I took the disc and threw the cases away, those ones I still kind of kept. And if I ever come across those at like half-price books, I still buy them. Outpost, Rise of the Spetsnaz. Nobody. Wedding Day, David Koechner. Ugh, I can't stand David Koechner. Directed by Andre Gordon, C. Thomas Howell. I'll give it a shot. Confine, Alfie Allen, Daisy Lowe, Elizabeth. Is Alfie Allen who I'm thinking? No, maybe not. Maybe it is. Let me know. Is Alfie Allen the person I'm thinking of? You know what I'm saying? This is interesting. It's almost like kind of like a half steel 10. 6 midnight movies: The Walking Dead, Vampires vs. Zombies, Vincent Price, Dwayne Jones, Anita Ekberg, Erica Blank. So obviously Dwayne Jones lets you know that Night of the Living Dead is on here. Fangs of the Living Dead, Grave of the Vampire, The Devil's Nightmare, The Last Man on Earth, Night of the Living Dead, and Zombie Hell House. So Lucio Fulci, George Romero. What else? Any other directors I recognize? Armando Diasorio. So Fangs of the Living Dead, Armando Diasorio. Man, all these brand new in package. Crazy. I'm going to have to do deals like this more often. Especially if my channels ever get monetized and I start making money from YouTube. Then I'll just take all that money from YouTube and spend it on stuff like this. The Prayer Circle. Christian Keys, Catherine Taylor-Smith, J. Teddy Garce. Is that like a... It's like a Bible prayer circle, Bible study group. Scavenger Killers, Eric Roberts. Oh, yeah. Love me, Eric Roberts. Dustin Diamond. Oh, nice. Charles Durning, Robert Loggia. Oh, man. Talk about amazing. Dustin Diamond and Eric Roberts. I mean, give me one or the other, I'm set. But Dustin Diamond and Eric Roberts. And Robert Loggia. Uncaged. That looks like bubbles from you know. What we got here? No names I recognize. Mark from... Yeah, nope. The Millennium Bug. No names I recognize. Again, if you know anything about any of these movies, please comment below. Let me know what to check out. State of Emergency. Person's name, Turner Clay. Turner Clay. His name is on the back. Filmed by Turner Clay. Music by Turner Clay. Edited by Turner Clay. Executive producers, Turner Clay. Screenplay by Turner Clay. Produced by Turner Clay. Directed by Turner Clay. Okay, Neil Breen. I can't lie. When I was making videos when I was in high school, I'd make credits like that too, where instead of just being like one credit for everything, I did 10 different ones, you know. Creature Collection, the history of the greatest movie monsters of all time. The Beast, the Machines, the Dead. Interesting. So it's like a compilation, each documentary. Yeah, compilation talks about the Wolfman, Cat People, The Fly, American Wolf in London, Total Recall, Terminator, Westworld, Blade Runner, Friday the 13th, The Shining, Night of the Living Dead, Poltergeist. So it looks just like it kind of looks into the elements of each type of horror movie. Oh yeah, we're coming up with something good here in a second. Speaking of which, American Mary. That's actually kind of funny. That'll connect to something else. What's her name? What's her name? Catherine Isabel. Catherine Isabel. American Mary. Good one. Shifter. Not about a car, apparently. The Moonbeam Films. Philip Browning directed. No names I recognize. Interesting. But this one. This is a cool one. So, gotta love my man, Eric Roberts, Danielle Harris, Camp Dread. So I actually did, this is written and directed by B. Harrison Smith and Felissa Rose from, you know, the movie Sleepaway Camp is also in this. So when this came out, it was being released on DVD back in 2014. I was working for my friend's website and doing a podcast, Media Mics, and behind the mics, I'd sit on the podcast and I'd write some movie reviews, whatever. So when this DVD was coming out, I was actually given a what's it called? Screener copy. I mean, just an early release copy of this, so I have this already. And I wrote a review of it. I wasn't very kind. I didn't think it was that great of a film. It was definitely interesting. It was just kind of all over the place. But this was maybe spring or summer of 2014, and then 2013, the fall before, I had gone to a Halloween convention and had met Danielle Harris for the second time. But the second Halloween convention, I went in 03, went in 2013, and then 2013 I was a volunteer, so I was like, you know, running around doing stuff, helping people, whatever. So I met her for the second time. And then I ended up doing a phone interview with her about this movie. So it was like a 5-10 minute long phone call just talking about Camp Dread and whatever else. And it was a nice interview. We put it on the website. But in it, she mentions her process or method of, like, you know, getting worked up for scenes. She actually mentioned Catherine Isabel and how she's a big fan of her when they're also kind of friends. But Eric Roberts sleepwalks through this movie. Danielle Harris is in it for like 7 minutes total. But it's an interesting watch. So it's cool having an open copy of it, although I already have it. But interesting movie nonetheless. Yeah, I'll do a couple more, then we'll split to the second part of this video. Harvest of Fear. It's like almost no credits on the back of who wrote and directed it. That's a interesting choice. I do try not to be negative about anything anymore, but some things I just already have negative connotations. Saw meets Hellraiser, Necromentia. No names I recognize. Definitely some cool image up there. I don't know if eventually we'll start doing DVD inspects, like we do VHS inspects, and we'll go in more in depth of all these, or I might save it for another thing. Fall Down Dead, Dominique Swain, Udo Kier, David Carradine. Dominic Swain's an interesting actress. I always remember how I knew that name and what I remembered her from, but I remember her from the Lolita remake, the 1999-2000-ish version of Lolita that she did with Jeremy Irons. Damned by Dawn, The Dead Will Rise. Sick of waiting for Evil Dead 4, check out Damned by Dawn, according to Quiet Earth. Brett Yancey, written and directed. No actors or actresses I recognize, but that doesn't mean anything because I don't know anything anymore. Do one little handful, we'll move on. Okay, we'll end on one interesting one. So we got Fangoria's Gore Zone, Dead Meat. Connor McMahon, written and directed. No, the names I recognize. Widescreen high definition mastering. Doomsday Voyage. Joseph Cotton, Charles Durning, James Edwards, John Gabriel, and Anne Randall. Written and directed by John Vidette. 1972. I was going to say with Joseph Cotton and Charles Durning, he's got to be somewhat old. Interesting. This is Screen Media Films, but it's sort of like an Echo Bridge. But it has Severed, which we saw already in this channel, Shallow Ground, and The Rage. Actually, Robert Kurtzman's The Rage. I actually just watched that thing at the beginning of this year, last year. I was going through an Aaron Brown, Misty Monday phase. So, Severed, Force of the Dead, Shallow Ground. I don't know if I know that one. Maybe I do. But The Rage, Andrew Divoff, and Aaron Brown, also known as Misty Monday. So, interesting. Then we have Dark. Executive producer Joe Dante. Screen Media Films, 2016. Can't read any of the names. It's a little small for my eyesight. Brendan Sexton III. Okay, I saw his name. So interesting. Look into that one. Second to last for this part, we have Dark Mirror. Like Rearview Mirrors. Lisa Vidal, Christine Lakin. That's a chick from that old show, right? I forget what it's called. Pablo Proenza directed. IFC Films. What was the name of that show? Step by Step. Christine Lakin, Step by Step. Dark Mirror. And finally, one I've actually seen. Best film of the year, according to Quentin Tarantino, Big Bad Wolves. Magnet releasing. Some men are created evil. I saw this at Panic Fest 2000, so this is 2014, so I would have saw this at Panic Fest in 2013 or 2014. I think I went to go see something else, and I wasn't a big fan of whatever it was. It's something like Big Stripper, Cheerleader, Ice Skater, something like that, and it was just kind of like, meh, I wasn't in the mood for like campy horror, so I went and I think I watched this instead. And I believe this is Israeli? I forget where this is from. It's foreign. I want to say it was Israeli, but I believe it was subtitled. But I actually really like it. It was a cool twist throughout the whole movie. But if you've never seen this movie, actually look into this one. This is a good film. So quite a bit there. I don't know how many that is, but that was more than half of the box. We'll go into part two if you guys found that interesting. So a lot of stuff. Again, I completely forgot that all these were sealed. So it's going to take some time going through them, ripping them, watching them. Definitely some interesting things in there. Some crap that I've already seen. Some good stuff I've already seen. Some crap I haven't seen, but it's going to be fun. Let me know what you guys think. Get any hidden gems in there. Comment below. And I will see you guys soon. Peace.